Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kajal and today we are going to do the list of linking words or phrases, or I can say as the cohesive devices that you need to use in your IELTS writing as well as in your speaking module. So we will be doing 3 parts of it. Today is the first part where I'll tell you that what are the different linking words or phrases that you can use in your writing as well as in your speaking section. Okay, so let's start with the first part. First one is when we talk about a personal opinion. When you want to say that what is your basic personal opinion about something, you can use phrases like in my opinion, in my view, to my mind, to my way of thinking. I am convinced that, it strikes me that, it is my firm belief that, I am inclined to believe that, it seems to me that, as far as I am concerned, I think that. So you can say that I am inclined to believe that the economic recession of the previous decade was foreseeable. So what you are doing, instead of just simply saying that in my opinion or in my view, most of the students just use simply these phrases. But instead of using it, you can say I am inclined to believe that, I am convinced that, it strikes me that, or you can use it is my firm belief that. So this is how you basically change your simple phrases into some complex ones. So you can say that I am inclined to believe that the economic recession of the previous decade was foreseeable, right? Then when you have to list out the advantages and the disadvantages, what are the different phrases that you can say? So you can say one advantage of, another advantage of, one other advantage of, a further advantage of, the main advantage of, the greatest advantage of, or the first advantage of. So these are the phrases that you can use for when it comes to advantage. For example, you can say the greatest advantage of riding a motorbike in a large metropolis is that of not getting caught in a major congestion. So you can say the greatest advantage of. So now when you have to list out the different disadvantage, you can say that one disadvantage of, another disadvantage of, one other disadvantage of, a further disadvantage of, the main disadvantage of, the greatest disadvantage of, or the first disadvantage of. Like you use the word advantage, instead of advantage you can simply replace it with disadvantage. For example, you can say a further disadvantage of driving a car in a large metropolis is that of finding a parking space. So this is basically how you have to list your advantages and disadvantages. Now let's come to the next one. Now sometimes happen that you have to list points, and sometimes happen that you have to list points in a specific sequence. So how basically you can do both the things, let's discuss it. So to list points you can say firstly, first of all, in the first place, then you can write thirdly, finally, to begin with, to start with. For example, you can say that to begin with, we have to address the inadequacies within the education system before we can tackle unemployment fully. So this is how you would write it. Then if you have to list points in a sequence, how you can do it? In the beginning, you can start by writing first, to begin with, to start with, first of all. You can start like this. For example, to begin with, the Home Secretary will make an introductory speech. So what you are doing, you are basically beginning a sentence. Then you have to continue it. You have already spoken that who is the first person. Only then you can use these kinds of phrases or these kinds of prepositions. So secondly, after this, after that, afterwards, then, next. So you can say first of all the Home Secretary will make an introductory speech. Afterwards, the Prime Minister will speak. Then at the end, when you want to conclude, you can say finally, lastly, last but not the least. So these are the phrases that you can use when you want to list out a specific sequence. Now let's talk further. So by further I mean to add more points. When you want to add more points to what you are currently speaking or on the same topic, you can use phrases like what is more, furthermore, apart from this, that, in addition to this, moreover, beside this, not to mention the fact that. So you can use all these words, or you can also include it in between the sentences. Now if you are saying not only, you are using but, you are using also, you are using and, these are also linking words only. Remember that these words are also known as cohesive devices only. But you still need to make sure that you are not repeating words like but, also, and. These are not considered very high level of vocabulary. So you will surely get marks for cohesive devices, but you won't be getting marks for using a higher vocabulary. So rather than using words like that, you can use apart from this, in addition to this, moreover, besides. These words are considered a much more on the level of vocabulary. So you can also say not only is the choice of your career a fundamental decision, but it is also one that will influence the rest of your life. Or you can also say your choice of career is both a fundamental decision and something that will influence the rest of your life. Next, when you want to refer to some other source, for example, you say, according to the latest scientific research, the use of mobile phones can be damaging to one's health in a long run. So you can say according to and with reference to. You want to express some cause. Now, what we generally do is we keep on repeating the word because. That the man was acquitted of the crime because there wasn't any substantial evidence. So what you are doing, you keep on repeating because a lot. Instead of just repeating because, you can say the man was acquitted of the crime owing to the fact that there wasn't any substantial evidence. One more thing, that you can also use some phrases to express the cause in the beginning of the sentence. For example, you can say, in view of the lack of substantial evidence, the man was acquitted of the crime. So what you can do, in the starting of the sentence, write in view of, because of, owing to. Then the next one is for this reason. There was a lack of substantial evidence. For this reason, the man was acquitted. Then, seeing that there was a lack of substantial evidence, the man was acquitted. The man is to be retired now that some new evidence has come to a light. So these are the phrases that you can use to express cause. Next, to express effect, you can use words like thus, therefore, so, consequently, as a result, as a consequence. So you can say, there was a sudden bulge, thus, therefore, so, consequently, as a result, as a consequence, he sprinted home. The last one for today is to express purpose. For example, you can say, due to the storm, the pilot decided to turn back so that the flight would not be jeopardized. Or you can say, due to the storm, the pilot decided to turn back in order to avoid jeopardizing the flight. Due to the storm, the pilot decided to turn back in case the flight was jeopardized. They purchased the old mansion with the purpose of converting it into a luxury hotel. Or you can say, they purchased the old mansion with the intention or with the purpose of converting it into a luxury hotel. So this was it for today's linking words. Tomorrow we'll come up with the next video in which I will be discussing some more linking words. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you are enjoying the live IELTS classes on my channel, and if you haven't watched it yet, you can subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment down below, and you can find the playlist in which I have uploaded all the recordings of the live IELTS classes that I have done till now. And the timing of the live class is 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time, so you can come and talk to me live and watch me live on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll come up with more list in the near future. Thank you so much.